Hear me out, hear me out. Let me just get this off my chest. Welcome to Her Diary Out Loud with Danny Royal, where my journey does not define me, but it defies the barriers of caring about what other people think. One real life experience at a time, my story, my way. I mean, it's better out than in, right? I'm sure we've all had something that we were mad about. I can recall countless of times of being mad about things that I just couldn't change, even if I wanted to. I mean, whether it was a situation that I felt like God might have let me down in, when really it was never Him letting me down. It was really me letting myself down, because the thing is He gives us free will. And when we have free will and we get in our own way, we pave our own way as well. And so there have been many times I can call or even count myself paving my own way, and that thing cost me something big. Whether it was getting in a relationship that didn't serve me well, or maybe staying somewhere too long, longer than what I should have, or some things were even out of my control. But the thing about it is there were some situations I was big mad. So in this podcast, today's recap, we're touching on Mad About You. Now, this is her mad about you because I got some stories to tell. And I'm sure you've all heard of the show Mad About You. And so in light of Mad About You, I just want to share a few things from my heart that I've experienced personally. Now, before I get into some of the stories that I'm going to share with you, I would like for you to go on over to Podbean, go follow us under Her Diary Out Loud podcast, and listen in on our latest podcast, Her Mad About You. Now, in our recaps, we touch on things that we have talked about in the podcast, but we don't elaborate. So that means you just have to go on over there and get what you can get, and can all you can get, and come back and then get the recap, because then we give you a little bit more. We give you a little bit more in the recap, okay? That's just an extended version, but also the recap of what the podcast was about. So when you get an opportunity, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Share with 1, 2, or 3 people that you know, because we got a whole lot to talk about, okay? So without further ado, I'm mad. I was real mad about that. I guess you want to know what I was mad about. So how about that time when I carried a baby for 9 months? Yes, I carried the baby for 9 months, but my child's dad there wasn't no parts, really, especially not during the whole process. This is my baby girl's father, that is. And I just can recall being okay with the process, because I was like, this is what I chose. I was okay with it because this is what I chose, right? Now, 9 months go by. I try to reach out, try to be kind, try to do all these things, but unfortunately, this person's not available because they got stuff to do and they're trying to work it out. But never mind. So fast forward, he was there the day that I gave birth. And after I gave birth, I experienced us getting a little bit closer than we were. We weren't in a relationship, mind you, but for some strange reason, we were growing in our bond. So I thought. until things just did not work out. I was devastated. I decided to go out of town for a couple days, like 2 days. He knew. I left from his house, came back, and he did not want to give me my daughter. I was like, what in the world? Oh, I was big mad. You hear me? I was big mad because I'm like, I have a baby girl that needs her mother, and I'm here? What? Now, y'all, I was big mad because I couldn't wrap my mind around why I was even in this situation in the first place. After all, he didn't want her. I was big mad. I wanted to knock him down, roll him around, come on defense, work. But I tried to hold it together, tried to keep my spirit together. And I said, you know what? Okay. So the police got involved. I just wanted my stuff. I didn't even want anything else after that. Just give me the stuff that I came with. Maybe this will blow over. Oh, it blew over all right. It blew over right into court. And I ended up going to court for my baby girl at 3 months. But that's not all. That's not all. I was livid. I was irritated. I was mad that this person that I genuinely liked, I knew I probably wasn't going to get with him, like be with him. But I mean, dang, I really had to go through this with you? Okay, this is my lot. I didn't understand. I was mad because I not only was I going to court for one daughter, I now am going to court for the other daughter. Why? Because one father called the other father so that the fathers could get together just so that they can get me into court so they can have their way. I was mad. I was mad about the fact that I had to disrupt my household because somebody else wanted what they wanted. And the thing about it is I had never experienced that a day in my life. I had CPS coming to my house. I had them breaking into my home, amongst other things, and I was big mad. Big mad. Ugh. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot to heal. It took a lot to heal. It took years to heal. It took God. It took the in-between time in the meantimes. It took a little bit of everything. And then I had to protect my peace. Because after all, I knew I didn't deserve it, but I found myself being there at a place that I didn't ask for, but a place that I couldn't run from. So I ended up losing my daughter from my household. Then my other daughter, I thought that I agreed. Not I thought, I did agree, was willing to allow her father to partner with me so that we can parent her well. And that blew up in my face too. I was mad. Oh, but that's not the kicker. That ain't it. That ain't all. I call myself moving just so that I could just start afresh because the children in my household are still there. They still need me. They still need an opportunity to have something good. My girls are now with their fathers, and now I got to come back because I'm faced with court because of custody. Now, of course, I got to go back and forth now, back and forth. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. So I end up moving back here. And after all, I'm like, haven't y'all gotten what y'all wanted? At this point, don't ask me for anything. That's how I felt. But my girls mean so much to me, so no, I'm not giving up custody. You done lost your dang old mind. I was big mad. One of them even had the audacity to say, It's not that I don't like you. I just don't respect you. And in that moment, I'm like, and I should respect you, the same man that paid for my daughter's father to open up a court custody case against me. Oh, the betrayal that I felt. I was big betrayed. You know what I'm saying? And I really, really, really had to heal through that. Like, my emotions were up and down. The emotional roller coaster that I was on was like on an all-time high. I thought that it would never end until I decided. Well, what did you decide to do, sis? I decided to take my power back and acknowledge the fact that, hey, this is my life. This is my situation. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing, because God's not going to put too much on me than I can bear. Then, of course, I ended up, you would have thought that it was over by then, because I'm like, Lord, I got the lesson, Jesus. I got the lesson. Oh, no. It's not over yet. Now you got to pay child support. Now you got to pay child support, not for just one daughter, but now 2 daughters. I was big mad. I was mad about you. I was mad about these men that's supposed to be men that they weren't. They didn't have the capacity to be manly. Or, no. They were males. But did they act manly? Did they step into their masculinity? Absolutely not. But should I commend you for being a dad? I commend you for being a dad. You did that. But the way that you went about that, I was mad. Why? Because I would have never kept my daughters away from them. Never in a million years. I mean, after all, my son's dad, I was married to him. We went through ups and downs, highs and lows, and oh my gosh, the disrespect that I've experienced and encountered from this one man. And I've never kept them from their father. And woe unto the women who do. And woe unto the men who do. So my daughter was being used as a pawn. And then my other daughter, she was being filtrated with all of these thoughts and ideas of who I was as a mother. I was big mad. I was mad about you. I was mad that you didn't have the audacity to be a man. I was mad about you because you didn't have the audacity to be upstanding. I was mad because you had to go to the low just to get what you wanted. But even after all of that, and there's more. Although I was big mad, and I was. Am I still now? No. God is good. I took the time that I need. Sometimes you got to take the time that you need. But I want to say shout out to them. Shout out to them. Shout out to my daughter's dad. Shout out to the dads and the moms who do the other parent wrong and they want to do right by the child all along because all they want to do is show their children love because that's all you have to give. Shout out to you. And even shout out to the ones who had to deal with the heartbreak on the other side. Shout out to you. Because guess what? At the end of the day, let me tell you how. Vengeance has always been God's. And I had to step outside of myself and say, God, not my will, but your will be done. If maybe this is what these men prayed for. Maybe I had to be the sacrificial lamb so that they can get what they've prayed for. And yes, it hurt, but God chose me. Why did he choose me? Because he knew that I could handle it. And when he knew that I could handle it, he knew that I was going to operate well. I was still going to love well, and I was still going to stand strong. Even though I was hurting. He knew that my mouth wasn't going to be muzzled. Although I could have stopped. And I paused for the cause for a second. Because I needed to get through. Oh, but when she was ready, she was ready. And she ready. She ready. But she had to heal. And sometimes you have to step aside. Be big mad. Be big mad. Your feelings are valid 9 times out of 10. But don't stay there. Don't stay there. And understand that vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. And I will repay every man according to their words. So the truth be told is you will be big mad about things. You will be hurt about things. People will do things to you that you don't even have a clue that they're about to do. You could get stabbed in the back by people, you put your trust in. That you love so much. That you care for so much, and they can hurt you so bad. But I want you to keep going. And I want you to keep growing. Because there is light on the opposite side of the tunnel. There is light. There is life. My life did not stop just because I went through that tragedy or that trauma. What it did was it gave me the momentum to tell her story out loud. It gave me the momentum to stand strong and encourage other people, men and women abroad, out loud. It gave me the opportunity to not allow this just to be my platform, but to also be my ministry out loud. And here I am. So I don't care about how somebody feels or what they think about what I'm doing or should be doing, because they could not live in my shoes. And 9 times out of 10, I might not even be able to live in theirs. And that's why God didn't give me that story. He gave me what he gave me. That's why he didn't give you my story. He gave you what he gave you, because he knew you could handle that. And he knew that I could handle this. But it was never to break us. It was to build our character for where we were going. It was to build our character for where we are going. And yes, oh yes, we are going somewhere. So get up. Yeah, you might be big mad. Yeah, you might be hurt. You might not even ever get that apology. You might not even get that closure. Be okay with it. Be okay with it. And let it be well with your soul. Because guess what? While you're over there, they're over there. While you're not forgiving, they're living. But I need you to let go. I had to. And if I had to let go, so do you. So do you. If you like this episode recap, I want you to go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Be sure you share this out with a friend. Let them know. Let them know that we are out here. Share with a guy or a girl. It's totally fine, because I'm sure that men can get something from this podcast as well. And we would love to hear their perspective. Also, this video was brought to you by Nanabelle. Let's get into it, okay? We out here, straight like that. If you have go follow me on my art page, Hartistry 101. That's HARTISTRY. I am super excited about our next episode. Stay tuned for the next one, and I'll see y'all on another one. Have a blessed day. Peace. Oh, and remember, you're not just mentally fit, spiritually fit, or physically fit, but you are feminine and fit. Bye.